Sagittarius, the message I'm getting for you is that somebody is trying to find you. It feels like they are at a great distance from you, energetically, maybe physically, emotionally. Now, I don't know who this is. It could even be an aspect of yourself. It might be a past you, a future you, a part of you that you haven't connected with in a long time, or maybe it's someone else. Could also be an energy form, like a thought form or an opportunity, but they're at a distance and they're actively looking for you, but it feels like you're actually right there. There's this huge frozen lake in between you and this energy that I'm seeing in my meditation. And you're kind of standing on the shore on the other side of this lake, seeing this energy, entity, person, look for you. Like you can see them looking for you. You can see them coming towards you. But they can't see you for some reason. I'm not sure what this is all about and how you feel about it. Your energy is actually a little bit quiet. Feels like maybe there's something that you have planned or something that you feel that you're not quite saying. So I'm going to get the cards out and we're going to explore this and see what this message is all about for you. Spirit, what is the theme of this reading? Someone is trying to find Sagittarius. I don't know why. There's something maybe they want to give you. The upside down perspective shift. And it came in reverse upside down. I'm going to get another. Actually, let me get two cards out. Time bandit, boundaries. This feels like more like you than this card does. Yeah, exactly. You're standing on one side of the lake like this. See how you're kind of cloaked, you're quiet, you're mysterious, but you can clearly see this other energy bending over backwards, trying to connect with you or come towards you or send you messages, or I don't know what they're doing exactly. And this person here is like all upside down. They can't see you because they're not looking at something from the right perspective. They have a kind of backwards perspective of you or of the situation or the environment. Whoever this person is or this energy is for you, they're making things more complicated than they need to be or more difficult. And it feels like you're kind of standing back and watching this happen. It's like watching someone twist themselves into a pretzel. Maybe they're doing mental gymnastics to try to validate some thought form to themselves. But you've clearly drawn a boundary with the time bandit and boundaries, Great Cold Distance. It is a Great Cold Distance, which is an album name from a band, Catatonia, The Great Cold Distance. Catatonia, catatonic. It's as if somebody's waking up to something, but a little bit too late, and they come out of a deep freeze, a thaw, and they're all bent out of shape. This may not resonate with everyone. That's okay. It seems awfully metaphorical and specific at the same time. So let's get one more. Boundaries, perspective. Well, let me see what's in between these two energies. 'Cause this is definitely it. The Great Unplug, the Great Cold Distance, the Great Unplug. So this is what's in between. Right, look at this. See this hoop here? This person's kind of like doing the limbo. Maybe they feel like they're in limbo, trying to jump through some kind of hoop or figure out how to go to this portal to you. And you're just kind of standing there watching it all go down. You know more about something than somebody else does. Maybe about how energy works, or about what this person is really getting themselves into. There's something that you can see clearly that they are having a difficult time understanding or seeing at all. It also feels like at some point you were plugged into this energy, and now, setting your boundary, you've pulled that cord, you've unplugged yourself from it. from this perspective shift. Somebody wanted you to see something in a particular way, and maybe you were seeing it that way for a while, but you've decided that you're not going to do that anymore. Very interesting. It's almost as if something or someone was giving you some kind of energy source. But what? Possibility, 7 of Cups, but it's not clear the intentions or what was going to happen. There was something that was a little bit too hazy. So you pulled your energy back. You're standing on this other side of the lake, watching this other energy bend themselves out of shape, trying to find you. But you're right there. Sag, what's going on here? Is this resonating at all? Let's get into the cards and see what else is going on. I'm going to ask what your energy is and what this other energy is. Okay, now if you're thinking about you with yourself, then what I'm seeing here is this aspect of you is really trying to reconnect to you. And it's almost like you're standing back and observing this part of you saying, we've outgrown that behavior, that mindset. I've unplugged from that part of my complex, of my trauma, of my ego, of my shadow. I don't really want to indulge in that anymore. Okay, so there's some kind of boundary you're drawing with an aspect of yourself, but that part of yourself is trying to come through to you in any which way. It's trying to find you. So what that could mean is, you find yourself in odd situations because your shadow drove you there, or things are triggering you, or certain random ideas are floating up to your mind because this part of you wants to connect with you. That's for some of you. For others of you, this really is another energy. So let's see you. The Captain, taking command, teamwork, the pathless, difficult decisions, lack of direction. Oh, interesting. Why is the lake frozen, though? It's almost like you were with this other energy at some point and you had to get away from it. Or maybe it wasn't you had to, but you did move away from it. But it was like skating on thin ice to get to the other side. But you did it to take command, to take control of the situation, even though maybe you didn't know exactly where you were going. This lake that I'm seeing, and it's just in my mind, the image just is there, it won't go away. It's like wide open. You wouldn't need a path to go skating on this lake. You can see what's on the other side. So it's almost as if once you put a skate on that ice, and even though it was thin, you knew where you were going to go. You knew there was another side. You just didn't know what was going to happen after you got to the other side. Why is this message coming through this way? It's very mysterious. Difficult decisions. Well, I feel like a difficult decision has been made, but is still upon you. And there could be some going back and forth that's happening. You've made it across the lake, but now there's also a forest behind you. And there is no path in that forest, and you're still seeing someone across the lake bending over backwards trying to find you. So what do? That's the energy. Okay, so tell me this other energy. Who are they? What are they up to? What's going on with them? The Chiromancer, delivering news and collaboration. They want to come towards you to tell you something, or maybe even give you something. Okay, give me one more. Delivering news. They're trying to find you to tell you something. The Scholar, investigation and research. Going back to you with yourself, if there has been something that has been preoccupying your mind and almost becoming an obsession or something you're ruminating about constantly and it's depleting you, you are making a clear boundary with that part of yourself that is twisting itself in a pretzel, trying to investigate something in order to discover what's real and what's not real. Okay, that has been too consuming for you. So a boundary has been made. And the boundary is this frozen lake. And the ice is thin already. So it's hard for this part of you to go over and connect with you because it might fall through the ice. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you waited for the ice to be thin so you could make the right getaway so someone couldn't follow you. Or this part of you couldn't follow you. If this is someone else, investigation, research, they're looking for you. They want to deliver some news. Maybe some of you, this is really specific, okay? Maybe it's a metaphor, but it's like, I'm getting this feeling of like somebody wants to serve you documents even. They want to tell you something. So let's get into your cards. We're going to find out what it is they want to tell you. But I want to go in a little bit further. I need to ask some specific questions here, though. Why, Spirit, can you tell me why Sagittarius, or how Sagittarius can see this other energy, but they can't see them? What's going on with that? Impulse, heedless, Knight of Matches. It says anger here. Weakness, helplessness, and insecurity. Well, you did something kind of out of the ordinary. You did something unexpected. One of my cats is scratching at the door. Oh, it's the Sagittarius. It's Wolfie. Okay, buddy, I'll be with you in a minute. Maybe you were trying to get someone's attention for a while. And now you just said, forget it. I'm leaving this situation alone. I'm heading my own way. This is the same thing, though, the pathless. Difficult decisions, lack of direction, and the heedless. You made a difficult decision to remove yourself, to create a distance between you and another energy. And you may have saw that decision as a weakness at the time, that you weren't standing up for yourself, or you didn't confront someone, or you didn't go for an opportunity that was right there. But this was actually a strength, because there's something intuitively, or maybe actually you already knew why, but there's a reason why you needed to create this distance with this energy over here. Now, if it's an opportunity that you feel you missed, it's still looking for you. Okay, maybe the timing wasn't right. So let's find out why you created a difference, interesting, a distance with this energy. Why did you create a distance? Partnership, Two of Cups, connection, tension, attention. There was too much tension here. Okay, hold on. A distance with the Two of Cups, arrogance, Six of Wands in reverse, and overextended, Nine of Pentacles in reverse. It says dependency, disgrace, pride, beyond your means. Okay, so that you were partnered with this energy at some point. But it was overextending you. They were either asking too much of you, or it was taking up too much of your time. You were becoming dependent on something here, and you knew you needed to break free. Yeah, and for those of you who are resonating with a part of yourself who was maybe obsessing over something or just preoccupying your time with something that was not good for you, you realize that, like, hey, I'm starting to like be too attached to this thing. And it's becoming a dependency for me. And there's something about this energy, whatever it was, that, well, I'm hearing it wasn't soft enough and it wasn't kind enough. There was a kind of arrogance either with this person, or it's like they brought out some arrogance in you. Yeah, I feel like this is a very specific message. There's also the Six of Wands in reverse is losing something. It's a loss. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse is independence. A loss of independence, even a loss of financial security for some of you in this partnership. So you had to break free. Okay? So your reasoning was sound. There was a clear reason why you did what you did, even if you didn't know where you were going to head to next. And that takes a lot of courage to unplug from a partnership that you know and head into the great unknown. So tell me about this energy. What is it that they're trying to give to Sagittarius? There could be Scorpio energy here. What are they bringing? What news? What do they want to say? What are they offering? What's going on? Why? Why are they there? Why, Spirit? I'm not asking the right question. What have they found out? Control. The Emperor in reverse. Domination. Rigidity. They found out. What about control? Something about, let me see. So they want to tell you about this. Stagnation, fear of change, avoidance. Yeah, it's like somebody here who's maybe avoiding you is suddenly now wanting to come towards you, or an opportunity that seemed disconnected from you is now available to you. There's something about them changing their tactic of control. It's like originally the way they controlled was to be stagnant, to be catatonic, to be checked out, to not be available, this kind of thing. Or make everything hard. There's a lot of red tape. And now that they've lost control because you've unplugged from the situation, or maybe something else is going on with them, they've done some investigation and research about how to connect with you again, to deliver some news to you, and how to regain control of the situation. I feel like you are sitting here like, yeah, that's not going to work. A lot of time has passed. Somebody could see you in passing, or see you on social media or something like that. Like they're watching you. They've come across you, but they don't know how to really get to you. There is definitely an arrogance here with the Emperor in reverse, and Death in reverse is not the kind of transformation that you would hope would happen with someone like that. There's someone who's very fearful of losing control. And that's why they're bending themselves in a pretzel. It's because they're losing control. Maybe it's even of a narrative of some sort. For some of you, this is an entity. And what I mean by that is like it's the media or something like that, or politics. I don't know. There's something here that's like attaching onto you and maybe even to others. And you've disconnected. You've unplugged from that detachment. And it's bending over backwards, trying to come back into your field to regain control over your mind, over your energy. But I feel like the boundary that you've made is very wise. You could have literally gone dark in some way. I mean, look at this person. Really, that is you here in this reading. Okay, so let's get the cards out and see what else we get. But what is the actual thing that they're going to say? Like, Okay, that's kind of the why they want to say it. Uncontrolled. Control, uncontrolled. The Chariot in reverse. Reckless. Indecisive. Well, it's almost like somebody saying, I missed an opportunity with you, or I want to rehire you, or it's like a come around. You know, they're trying to gain control by telling you that they were reckless in the past, that whatever they did in the past was lacking self-control. But Sag, I want to tell you, it's kind of weird because that's not, isolation. No, because they withdrew from you, catatonic in some way, because they were trying to get control, not because they were out of control. What's with the control? Who is this? What is this? Accomplishment. Yeah, that's what they're trying to accomplish, is control. Or an aspect of you is trying to control something in your life. Queen of Swords, elusive and mystical. That's your overall energy. That fits very well with this. There's a coldness, great cold distance, a coldness that you are operating from. Not heartlessness, but a coldness as in, I'm not going to open myself up if there's a lack of truth and clarity here. And until there is, I myself am going to remain elusive. I'm hearing in just a story in your head. It's almost as if you're unwilling to provide someone clarity because you don't trust the intentions, or you're not sure where it's going to go. It's kind of strange because I feel like for some of you, this could be an opportunity that you separated yourself from. But I don't know if you want it anymore, even though it's still looking for you. And before, it may not have been available to you. Could have been rejected or something like that. But now it's come back around. Now you're looking at like, I don't know. I don't know about that anymore. And that's exactly why it wasn't available before. Spirit needed you to come to this place of wisdom to know that it's not for you. Okay, let's get the rest of the cards out. I'm also getting for some of you, like there's an energy of like someone putting someone down too. Why do I need to say that? 6 of Coins, 2 of Swords. In some ways they create, when their put downs are either meant to, or they do have this effect on you, to put you in a state of indecisiveness. Like, am I really doing the right thing? Is this really, it's like you start negotiating with yourself when you wouldn't typically, but because somebody puts you down or criticizes you or says something out of pocket, 3 of Swords, it triggers something in you. And you may have realized this, and that's why you created the distance. Let's see. Ooh. Okay, the outcome. All right. So Queen of Swords is your overall energy. Let's look in a little bit further. Tell me more. I'm seeing the Death card, the Hermit, and the Page of Cups. And again, on this card, it says mystical, unearthly. Unearthly? Unearthly. Page of Cups with the Death card and the Hermit. You're not going to give away a part of you that is creative, innocent, joyful, childlike, just for it to get like shut down or criticized or put down or abused and used, taken for granted. There's a little bit of this taken for granted. This energy really did take you for granted, clearly. And they do realize that. But they're more concerned about their own control and regaining control in a situation. See, this is you saying, if you're going to pull back, okay, and disappear, be elusive, whatever this energy was doing, then I'm going to put an end to it. That's the Queen of Swords. She's doing this very decisively. And it may shock somebody. You could have been waiting for an apology from someone. You're not anymore. Or you won't be. Okay, you're going to give that closure to yourself. There's a truth here that you know. And it took you a while to come to this truth. But you know it. And it may be the case that in the past, you would have let this energy see you across the lake when they bent over backwards for you or to connect with you. But now it doesn't impress you at all. Okay? So the universe for what you don't see coming. It's a card of travel. It says totality and wholeness on it. So let me see. What is this? Eight of Cups and the Two of Cups. Well, there you go. That's clear. Whenever you come out as the Queen of Swords, you know that you've made the decisions that you have for a reason. You're solid in them. Even if you go back and forth sometimes, ultimately, you're in alignment with your truth. And here you're saying to me, what I don't see coming, your higher self is saying this, is that I'm finally done with this situation. I've finally walked away for good. This isn't just walking away now. This is for good with the universe. I've mastered the ability to say, no, no more. I'm not putting up with this. Goodbye. And you made like a perfect exit, I feel. Two of Cups. You left some partnership. Okay? Now, for some of you, there's an aspect of yourself that ran away when things got rough for you. When things got hard for you, you ran away. And ran away could be like you retreated back to an old habit or an old way of looking at the world, or you literally got up and left when you needed to face something. And you're not doing that anymore because you did face something here. And then you left, but it wasn't running away. It was a conscious decision to create a distance after you faced what you needed to face. Okay, Spirit really wants you to know that. Because with the card weakness and impulse, it could be the case that every now and then, even though you're the Queen of Swords, a thought crosses your mind that you did something impulsively and it's a weakness, or when you do those things that are impulsive, it's weak of you. But Spirit's saying it wasn't that kind of impulsiveness. You did look at something in the face. And you packed your bags and you left. You got on your skates and you skated across that ice. Okay, so the Two of Wands for your opportunity. Now that you're on the other side of this lake, you need to make a decision. Do you stand there and watch this person? You know? Do you stand there and see what's going to happen? Or do you turn around and go into the woods? Go into the dark forest where there isn't a path and you don't know where you're going to end up or where you're going next. And I feel like the choice is definitely yours to make. The forest will be there when you're ready. But I feel as though Spirit is giving you this reading to tell you you are ready. You are ready to turn around and not be afraid. Okay, not be afraid of this old situation, of this person who's looking for you, you know, they're watching you, all this kind of stuff. And that fear could just be like, I'm going to get pulled back in. I'm going to get sucked back in. And Spirit's saying, the longer you stay there, the more tempted you're going to be. The more you might decide to take off your cloak. But if you go into the forest, that temptation starts to go away and you start to care about other things. Like, where are you going? Right? So the question for you is not where am I now? It's where am I going next? This is what I'm getting. So ask yourself that. So Two of Wands, tell me a little bit more about this fork in the road. Two of Coins, cryptic and mysterious. With the Devil, magnetism and lure. I actually really like this because this is you deciding that you need to keep going with facing your fears. You already faced something difficult before, and now this forest is kind of difficult too. This great next chapter of your life, or something you're walking into that you're not sure of, but you know it's the next step. You're deciding to be bold and face the mystery, or be part of the mystery. Like the Devil here isn't coming out as a bad thing for me. It's like the forest is calling you. There's a lot it wants to teach you and show you. And you're going to find yourself in it. There's a lot of magic in there. Some of you are going back to your roots with something. And it's like leaving the familiar to go to the unfamiliar. Let's just clarify the Devil a little bit. Two of Swords, that's the indecision. And the King of Coins, that's comfort. It says on the card, dedicated and adamant, but I'm seeing it more as like this is the familiar. This is the comfort. This is you at the crossroads. Do I stay at this frozen lake where I'm comfortable, where I know what's what, where I can see everything, where I can see the old situation? Or do I challenge myself? Okay? So you can really let this go now. And yes, they are looking for you. Yes, they do want to tell you something. But so what? That's their problem, not yours. Right? You've decided you don't want to be connected. You don't want to be seen. You don't want to be bothered. There's a boundary you've clearly drawn. And it was about time that you did it. So all you have to do now is keep going. The hardest part is already done. The Chariot for the challenge. Well, again, this is like, how am I supposed to bravely go forward and feel like I'm guided and protected, and that I have a purpose, or I have a goal in mind, or I have a path, when I don't see anything? I don't see any way forward, or I don't see a direction here. So, tell me, Spirit, how does Sag do that? Seven of Wands, persevere and endure. The little raccoon. Clever. Clever little bugger. The raccoon is. Okay? You will make it. You do need to keep your boundaries up. You do need to persevere and endure. Keep going. Keep going. Don't stop now. Okay? It's okay to stop and take a break and have a little rest and see, what's happened. But there's some kind of weird energy that's like, oh, Sag, like, look at me over here, reveal yourself to me. And I feel like Spirit's saying, keep going, turn around, and face the next part of your life instead. The Lovers, twin soul and reverence. See how their backs are turned to one another. This is a period about disconnecting from this, okay? Why is this so important to disconnect? I mean, well, we kind of already answered that with the partnership, the dependency. Something was a little bit karmic, for lack of a better word, ghosts of expectations, and open your eyes. Yeah, because you were stuck in a karmic pattern back here that you unstuck yourself from successfully. Maybe it's a family pattern. You needed to open your eyes and see that, which you did. But there's always a risk of closing your eyes again and going back to sleep. So Spirit's saying, stay awake. there's some kind of conditioning over here, control, right? That this Emperor in reverse is trying to exert to get you to see something in a certain way or to act in a certain way, right? Ghosts of expectations. They expect you to respond in a certain way. Okay? I feel like as we move into the reading, it gets like narrower what we're talking about. And maybe that's important for you too. Like you start to really narrow in on what this is actually all about for you. 10 of Swords for your guidance. The pain's real. The betrayal's real. But so is your ability to never feel it again. I'm hearing let that stick. Will you get betrayed again in the future? Maybe, but not like this and not with this energy. It says black and clouded. And there is like this cloud over this person's head. They're contorting themselves in a way where it almost appears like they're striving for the light. They're striving for illumination. They're trying to, I'm hearing regain consciousness. I don't know. But in all actuality, they're just trying to stay in the shade under the cloud. This person's a little bit, or this energy is a little odd, I have to say. I don't know. It's strange. Ace of Cups. Exactly. Bringing this to an end, 10 of Swords, is very painful. Now the swords are your mind and communication. So when it's 10 of Swords, it's like it's a painful ending in your mind. You know, your thoughts around it are painful. But once you establish that, that's the end of that, then you can clear your mind and open it up for the Ace of Cups. New energy to come in, new love, new creativity. It says rapture and ecstasy. To experience new ecstasy in your life. I'm seeing the letters L and E. Those might be significant for someone. Tell me more about the 10 of Swords and the guidance. 6 of Cups, the past, and reminisce. This energy, for some of you, is connecting, trying to find you. How do I say this? It's energetic. It's through your memory. That's where they live. Or that's where they're the strongest. I don't know how to explain this properly, but it's kind of like when you go back into your memories about this situation, in the present moment, they're able to connect to you more. I mean, obviously that makes sense, but I'm seeing it like as energy. It sounds so obvious when I said it out loud, but I'm seeing it as like this kind of quantum energy thing. There's something in your memory where there's an opening. There's a portal still open in your memory. A lack of closure or something that you thought was going to happen but never quite happened, so you left a door open. There's an open portal in your memory. That's how they're getting through. So if you go back into your memory and close that portal, create the closure for yourself, wall something off, or make a decision about what something really means to you, they can no longer access you. They can no longer get to you. And what I mean by that is like they themselves start to become invisible to you rather than you just being invisible to them. It's like you can't even see them anymore, which would be the best thing for you. Okay, I hope that made sense. So your outcome, I'm going to do an extended reading. In the extended, we're going to go a layer deeper. We're going to see what else is underneath all this. I feel like it's going to be intense. If you're interested in that, the link is in the description box below. If you're not interested in that, or you don't like that idea, or you can't go there, trust Spirit already knew that and gave you personally everything you needed in this reading. The outcome is the 3 of Cups. It says fruition and realization. Okay, so let's see. What is this realization that you're having? What is the realization? Knight of Wands in reverse. Good. This is the impulse. And the Seven of Cups, wonder and chance. Yes. See, it's like there's a part of you, and maybe this is like a kind of repressed part of you that's really dogging yourself out for making some kind of decision while you didn't know where you were going. Or, I don't know. How do I say it? What is it? Eight of Wands, exceed and surpass. I don't know why you feel like this. Eight of Swords and trapped, confined. You made an impulsive decision. It wasn't out of confusion. It wasn't out of weakness. It was because you allowed yourself a chance at something new, to open up to the wonderment of the world. It was actually a very positive thing you did. But for some reason, like you're dogging yourself out about it, you're feeling concerned about it, or it's complexing you in some way that you should have done something with more thought or care, or you're asking yourself, was that really the best decision that you made? A lot of you are tired of shape-shifting. And that could be bending to meet someone's expectations. Six of Wands just fell out. Shape-shifting into an energy form that brings you success and victory. And you're at a point where you want to stabilize your shape a little bit. And shape-shifting is not a bad thing. It's very useful. It's adaptable energy. But there's something here where it's like you want to ground yourself. You want to go back to your roots. You want to find your original shape. And it's there waiting for you in the forest. That's where you're going to find it. Okay? So let's get one last card, and then we'll close the reading out. Last message for Sagittarius. Find your truth, inner guidance, and the long game strategy, and it was in reverse. The long game is over. Trust me. Well, you don't have to, but, trust yourself. 10 of Swords and the world. The long game, all the strategy, it's done. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Only if you want to. You're going into the woods, into the forest, whatever that means for you. Maybe you're moving, maybe you're going to be alone for a little bit of time, maybe you're taking a new job. I don't know, whatever it is. Maybe you don't even know what it is for you. You just know that you're leaving something behind. It's going to bring you closer to clarity. It's going to reconnect you with your inner truth. And break away from somebody else who's trying to get you to see things their way, or they're pushing their perspective on you for some reason to control in one way or another. All right? Sagittarius, this is a big moment. You're free. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.